Hey, welcome to another video. So today we're going to be going into DAERON Targaryen, the son of Viserys I. But before I begin, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, let's jump straight into it. Prince DAERON Targaryen, known as Daeron the Daring, was the third and youngest son of King Viserys I and his second wife, Queen Alicent Hightower. He was a younger brother to King Aegon II. Like his siblings, Daeron was a dragon rider, and he rode the she-dragon Tessarion. Daeron had the coloring of the blood of the dragon. A handsome boy, Daeron was the most popular of the three sons of King Viserys and Queen Alicent Hightower. He was a courteous and clever, but also the gentlest of his brothers. Daeron grew up in the shadow of his brothers, and therefore became more accustomed to following orders than giving them. Late in 114 AC, Daeron was born to King Viserys I and his second wife, Alicent Hightower. He had two elder brothers, Aegon and Aemond, and an older sister, Helaena, as well as an older half-sister, Rhaenyra. Daeron was born only shortly after Rhaenyra's eldest son, Prince Jacaerys Velaryon. However, Rhaenyra did not get along with Daeron's mother, Alicent. Trying to prevent a similar enmity between his youngest son and eldest grandson, Viserys had the two children share a wet nurse until they were weaned, hoping that them being milk brothers would make a difference. The king's hope was in vain, because just as his older siblings, Daeron grew up to be a bitter rival to Jacaerys and his younger siblings, Lucerys and Joffrey. While Daeron and his older siblings were forced to spend time with their cousins by attending the same feasts and occasionally training at arms or studying with a maester together. It is said that this only increased the enmity. By the age of 6, Daeron had a dragon of his own, Tessarion, though he had yet to ride her. When Daeron was 12 in 126 AC, he was sent to serve as cupbearer and squire to Lord Ormond Hightower, his mother Alicent's cousin in Old Town. In 129 AC, after the death of Daeron's father, King Viserys Targaryen, the Dance of the Dragons began as Daeron's older brother claimed the Iron Throne as Aegon Targaryen, despite the fact that their half-sister Rhaenyra Targaryen had been Viserys' declared heir. Daeron was still in Old Town, squiring for Lord Ormond Hightower. Daeron accompanied Lord Ormond Hightower's army as it marched from Old Town. During the Battle of the Honeywine, Ormond faced defeat until Daeron arrived on Tessarion, saving his cousin from the army. For this act, Daeron was feasted by Ormond, who knighted him with the Valyrian steel sword, Vigilance, dubbing the young prince Daeron the Daring. After King Aegon was injured at the battle at Rook's Rest, Prince Aemond Targaryen took command. Aemond saw his uncle, Prince Daemon Targaryen, Rhaenyra's husband, as the biggest threat to their rule, and was determined to defeat him in battle. Wanting sole glory for defeating Daemon and considering Daeron too young, Aemond did not ask Daeron for help when preparing to retake Harrenhal from Daemon. After the fall of King's Landing to Rhaenyra, Daeron was considered the greatest threat to her rule. He remained with Lord Ormond's army and scouted ahead for them on his dragon. The Shield Islands, House Oakheart, and House Rowan submitted to the Greens to avoid facing Daeron's Tessarion. Because his nephew, Prince Maelor Targaryen, had died at Bitterbridge, Daeron refused to be merciful to Lady Caswell. Daeron had Tessarion burn the town during the sack of Bitterbridge. Ulf White and Hugh Hammer were sent to Tumbleton to defend the town against Daeron, but the two betrayers defected to the Greens during the First Battle of Tumbleton. Since Ormond had died during the battle, command of the Greens' host was disputed by several nobles. Daeron ordered Sir Hobart Hightower to stop the sickening sack of Tumbleton, but Hobart was ineffective. Although Daeron named Ulf as Lord of Bitterbridge, the two betrayers refused to join Daeron in an attack on King's Landing if their demands were not met. With Aegon missing after the fall of King's Landing, and with Aemond killed in the battle above the God's Eye, Prince Daeron became the first in line for the throne. Lord Unwin Peake, one of the leaders at Tumbleton, insisted Daeron should be proclaimed Prince of Dragonstone immediately. Others who believed Aegon to be dead wished Daeron to be crowned king. When Hugh declared that he should become king, Daeron threw wine in his face. Hugh was then seen wearing an iron crown. Offended by the arrogance of the betrayers, the lords and knights of the Reach, later known as the Caltropes, began to plot their deaths. While Daeron was not a member of the Caltropes, the men did not wish to proceed without his consent, which the prince gave swiftly. 2 days later, the Second Battle of Tumbleton began. Prince Daeron died during the battle, though. It is not exactly known how. The story most often told claims Daeron was cut down by Black Trombo with a morning star, while stumbling out of his tent with his clothes on fire, after the attacks of the dragon Sea Smoke had begun. Another claims the same, except the prince was slain by a man-at-arms with a sword who was unaware of the identity of his victim. The third account, agreed upon by Munkin and Galdrin, states that Daeron's burning tent collapsed on top of him. Prince Daeron's death is regarded as mysterious, and his body was never identified. Because of this opportunity, several pretenders were able to claim to be Daeron during the reign of King Aegon III Targaryen. According to Maester Yandel, it had been conclusively proven that these men were imposters. After briefly regaining the Iron Throne, King Aegon II ordered the building of giant structures of his fallen brothers, Aemond and Daeron, in King's Landing. Sir Tywin Lannister halted the statues during the regency of Aegon III, however. So, what did you guys think of Daeron Targaryen, the son of Viserys I? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Sith Citadel Discord, links in the description, and consider becoming a join member or sending a super thanks if you wish to further support the channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.